Let's go into the room in Beijing.
Yeah.
What was Jared Kushner's sister pitching?
So there's a tower going up at Journal Square in Jersey City. Big redevelopment area over there, close to Manhattan. Definitely could be considered part of the same market. And yeah, they were pitching up to $150 million in investor money for this deal, $500,000 or more per person. If you invest that in a project like this, that it creates jobs, construction jobs in this case, you get a 2-year visa and really good chances of getting permanent residency here in the U.S.
How does all of this fit into Jared Kushner's portfolio, which is a broad brief within the White House? China is a part of it, but he and his wife, Ivanka Trump, the president's daughter and advisor, have met with the Chinese ambassador to the U.S. China is part of his portfolio.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and this is not the first time we've seen his family's business interests conflict with that role that he has in helping the Trump administration negotiate with the Chinese. He'd previously been trying to craft a deal with Ambang Insurance Group for another tower at 666 Fifth Avenue here in Manhattan, and they were going to become business partners, him and this giant Chinese insurance firm. That deal fell apart, but they're going increasingly to China to look for money at the same time that he has an official public role in talking with them.
You look at all of the items that have attracted public attention and scrutiny. What comes to mind is the Trump International Hotel in Washington, D.C., certainly. Mar-a-Lago, where the president has been spending weekends. What has the White House said in response to criticism of that? Has there been any attempt here to explain what's going on or to be more transparent still?
Yeah, so they've always relied on ethics law for federal officials, and what Kushner's lawyers and White House spokespeople will tell you is that he is complying with ethics law. He's divested from assets that could be deemed conflicts. Those went to his family for the most part. And if there's ever a conflict of interest between his role and any of his assets he continues to hold, he will recuse himself from decision making. But his mandate is just so broad, and you have to believe that when his family still owns these assets, that divide isn't quite bright, that it's creating, as you say, a lot of questions about how his different roles conflict.
Quickly here, Ivanka Trump out with a new book, Women Who Work. That's been a project of hers for some time, since before she entered her job in the White House. There was some curiosity about what the money from the sales of that book was going to go to. Do we know anything more about how the profits from the sales of that book are being divvied down? Yeah,
she says those are going to go to charity. She got permission from the Office of Government Ethics to flog the book on Twitter. And it's funny, she's so high profile, the book is so high profile, it's getting a lot of play. But in comparison to, say, billion-dollar real estate deals, kind of small potatoes.
Different story.